You're listening to Heathers Deux Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Is that going on your podcast?
Hello and welcome to Heathers Deux Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
I'm Heather Nicole. Hi, Heather. Hi, happy end of 2024.
Hi, Heather. Happy end of 2024. Can you believe it? It's the end of the year.
I can't believe it, but my personal theory is odd years are way more fun, so it makes me really excited for 2025. I don't know why.
Amen.
It's just a fact.
I know. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm an odd number girly as it is, so I'm a total believer in that. So bring on 2025.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, so
right.
Are we going to start with our confessions?
Yes, confess.
Okay. You probably know this already, and I said this to you in my unpopular opinion, but my confession this time is that I love blue eyeshadow. And I struggled just now to find a palette that had some. And I will tell you my favorite, is Pat McGrath, which I have Pat McGrath bronzer on right now. And this is the bronzer that I bought after wine. And I woke up the next morning and my whole face was bronzed from forehead to here. I don't know what happened, but she works too well. What is your confession?
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, first, by the way, nice sequins. We did come dressed up for the end of the year.
This is what I wore to Katy Perry's residency.
So yeah, we got a little bedazzled for a little pre-New Year's. But so my confession for 2024, I did not do our little friend right this year. I used one too many plastic straws. And our little tortoise friend, here he is on my hand. So I'm going to pledge to reduce my plastic straw usage in 2025. And I need to pack some portable straws. I kind of was on that kick a little bit, but I got to get better at it.
I'm going to cuss more in 2025. That shit is happening.
Yay! Oh, I'm all for it.
Fuck yeah.
Bring it on.
We got to touch base on my favorite before we get started on our end of the year recap. Let's talk Little Bravo for a minute.
All right, do it.
Okay, first thing. As we're recording this, we're seeing in real time the what's being played out with James Kennedy, which popped in there in the last 72 hours or 4 days. First they were saying he wasn't responsible, then they're saying he was responsible. Today you saw her moving out of his house, and he lost his Vegas residency. So just like any other Bravo celebrity, and I would love to be one, so don't think I'm not saying that. What do you do after you're not on Bravo anymore? I mean, Brandy Glanville. What do you do? If he loses his residency, I'm saying the house where the jets fly over is still over $1 million. So what's he going to do?
Yeah.
I know what he might do is ask Tom for money.
Well, wait, doesn't Tom still need a roommate? They can move in. He can move in.
Tom moved out of the house with the girlfriend.
Oh.
Second.
Okay. See, look what happens. You're off TV, and man,
what do you do?
I'm already behind on the gossip. Okay, yeah. So a few things, right? The whole James Kennedy fiasco. Obviously, we saw him over the years on the show, and he was volatile for sure. And having Kristen Doty come out and say something, and I mean,
remind me what she said. She said about
she just
time,
said
right?
the word. She posted the headline, and then underneath just said "finally" in all caps.
Okay, yeah. So I was close. Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a response. And then Raquel's attorney,
I saw that.
with that response. I mean, so clearly, yeah, he has bigger issues, and I think Bravo probably really tried to play it down and tame it. They probably had a lot of footage of him really, really acting crazy. And I'm glad to kind of see that there are some repercussions that he's finally experiencing, because I watched Perez Hilton had a TikTok on the other night, and he was kind of calling out Bravo and the other, just generally people that support and employ him, that why is he kind of getting away with this behavior? And it seems like, Vegas don't play. I mean, we've talked about this before in other aspects.
I would say you hit the nail on the head. There was things that were covered up, and for him to be released from everything he had in place up until now meant that they were covering for him, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and did you hear about him at the Kathy Hilton's party? Because that was the night that it happened.
No, I did not.
So
I was too busy watching Lisa Barlow sing.
So this was, this was Perez Hilton's reporting. And so James Kennedy was at Kathy Hilton's holiday party. And according to guest reports, he was just inebriated, acting very erratic, running around the party, kind of back and forth, just like a lunatic. And I think he was probably asked to leave. But then it was that night later when they got home that the fight broke out, or the incident occurred in which the police were called by the neighbor.
I mean, me just reading his body language just straight up, he reads that way. I don't think that quality will ever go away in him. He's confrontational. When I see that in the even slightest, like a man insults me, I'm out of there. And that's probably bad for me that I'll dip so early, but I had that boyfriend once, and it took somebody else saying to me, that's verbal abuse for me to realize it. And I'm not a dumb person. So,
well, and to just continue piling on James Kennedy, I'm going to bring this up because it really bothered me at the time, and we didn't ever talk about it. But if you recall, when in the episodes where Katie Maloney gained weight, and then later on in the reunion, I think it even came up in the reunion with after Scandoval, and James Kennedy kept referring to women as fat, like being fat. And I hate to sound like a 20-year-old, but that's a trigger to me. And I feel like a man, any man, but in particular of his age demographic, saying that is just so downright wrong.
And in my mind, two things happen. One, when he's drunk, and two, when he's behind closed doors, that behavior is magnified times 10. But we'll hope for the best with him. I mean, he's just about to experience cancel culture, and that's what's going to happen. We'll see in our next podcast what happened. But speaking of cancel culture, it also came out today as we're recording that Tom Sandoval cheated on the girlfriend he moved in with the new house, as he sells his current house. And she said she was surprised. She said a tiger doesn't change its spots. I mean, I really think once a cheater, always a cheater. And they say that has to do with how that person communicates in their relationships. He's always going to cheat on everyone, I think.
How long had he been with the current girlfriend?
6 months, maybe.
Yeah. And they moved in together?
Yeah, he moved out of his house they're trying to sell it. And whoever knows how that's going to go down. And he sure did. It's in multiple reports he cheated on her. We should actually ask Heather McDonald. She probably knows. Sheena probably called her and told her.
Right.
No, I forgot. Sheena's not talking to Tom.
That's funny. Oh, Tom. My goodness. Those guys.
We could have Sheena on. We could have Brock on Drink Island, though. Sheena's going to have to come because she's got my birthday, so. But last but not least, before we get too down in the Bravo universe, I just wanted to touch one more dark topic. So, Utah, I read a really interesting article about Utah, and just like they attribute makeup to artists to Erica, they attribute plastic surgery as the most visible plastic surgery example for Heather. Now they say that Heather came out saying she used Ozempic, but they said they've never seen someone look as different as she does now.
So what did she get done?
I can't guess to say, but maybe something here on top of, something that made her skinnier looking. But when they do a flashback, it's like a different person.
Yeah. Now her face, certainly, I could see she probably had like a lower facelift kind of thing and like a brow. And those are pretty common.
I mean, sign me up for the brow lift. I think that looks good on every single person I've seen it on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on that list.
Yeah. Lift me, honey.
I'm on that list every year.
And before we go away from the Bravo universe before 2025, I just want to hear your thoughts on what you think this RHONY secret is, because I guess I'm not so worried about the secret. I want to know more of, do we think it's a doozy or do we not? Because just like when they said they were going to say whether or not Jen hit Heather, and they didn't not, in fact, revealed it. What do you how big do you think the secret's going to be?
Okay, well, let's talk about who the players are involved. Uba.
Yes.
Right. We're pretty sure Bryn.
I think it's those two, which Aaron then, when they got Aaron involved.
Yeah, and then she's somewhere swarming around it. I'm going to take a guess here that it has something to do with Uba's new boyfriend. Boyfriend.
So you think it is going to be a doozy?
That's the only, because you don't really know much about Uba. Right? She models and she has a hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then we know about the boyfriend she tried to keep kind of a secret, and then they had a little episode about that. And then if it involves Bryn, right? Bryn's all about her sexuality and being goofy, sexy, and stealing people's men. So that's my money's on that.
When they had Fan Fest in Miami, which was not actually, it was actually BravoCon DBA entitled Fan Fest, right? Because they were all there. I guess Jessel said they actually quit filming after what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing that would make sense is that it does touch something on something that's hypersensitive, but who knows? There could be a lot of things that could come up because we don't know her at all, just like you said.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited to see. Isn't that terrible?
Stay tuned.
Okay.
All right. Okay, well, like we said, end of the year. And I thought, why don't we talk about like the best of everything that we have done this year. And, obviously these are great recommendations, Vegas recommendations, kind of across the board. So I just wanted to throw out like a bunch of fun categories, and, you tell me what your favorites were of the year. So best restaurant of 2024.
Okay, so I don't know that I can narrow it down to best restaurant, because I definitely think just like, times are changing. Nobody really goes to a ton of restaurants right now. But I will say the best thing I ate, and I've said it many, many times, when you were there, before we went to Dita Von Teese, we went to the Binion's Horseshoe, and I had a lobster bisque that must have had Madeira in it, or Marsala, and it was I'm still dreaming about it, and I think that was February. It was so unbelievably flavor forward that I've tried to make reservations there 5 times to get someone to go, but I'm still dreaming about it. It was so good. How about you?
That was a good one. So I'm going to give it to Poppy Steak, because it was a new restaurant opened this year and in a new hotel, and I have been there 3 times. And it is really a fun experience, where you get the tomahawk steak and they bring it out in the suitcase and the whole staff dances around and they sear the tomahawk in front of everybody, and it's just a big fun production. And it's great when they got the DJ going, and it's a fun atmosphere. It's definitely not a cheap evening, but it's a good one.
Nice. I like it. It was fun. We did have a blast.
All right. So how about best show, like Vegas show, or best concert, or both?
I mean, this would be a tie for me this year. I think I've seen like 15 or 20, but I think the band that sounded the best this year, we had the most fun at, was Rolling Stones, right? Because we were VVIP and he was right in front of us, and he's like moves like a spring chicken. He sounded great from everywhere. And then I loved Madonna because the power went out all day, and I still made it. I still got dressed. But the concert that took me off guard, it was in the House of Blues, and I wanted it inspires me to see more shows like that. Was Jodeci.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
they
good
sounded
ones.
so good.
Yeah, they did. I'm gonna give so best show, I saw Wayne Newton again, and probably the last time I'll see him. He's in a small, very intimate theater at Horseshoe, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember that correctly. And he just, for his age, he's got it, and he's doing his thing. So, and he's Mr. Las Vegas. So I have to give it up to Wayne. And then concert, I'm going to say Madonna, because I had wanted to see her forever and ever. So I'm glad that we made that effort. So that was a good show.
We got last minute tickets to that, and she lived up to the hype. I think it was 2+ hours.
Yeah.
It was long, but it was good.
So, good one. Okay. Next up, sorry, I lost my place. Best hotel?
I mean, I love the decor in Fontainebleau, but I still think that there's more to do at Resorts World. I like what I like to call one-stop shop. I need a plethora of restaurants, an outgo night place, a pool place, and then hotel retail, multiple hotel retail. So I would still say Resorts World is my gold star.
Okay. I'm going to give it to Fontainebleau just because they opened this year, and it is a beautiful property. There's still, things for them to work out, some kinks, customer service wise, in my opinion, but it's such a beautiful property, and great pool experience. They have opened more of the retail when I was there in November, so they are opening those slowly but surely, so it's coming along. And they had Pitbull residency, so they're I like that they're improving their show offerings.
We're lucky that we don't stay at Wynn more often, because they have all the stores that we don't need to be going into, like Gucci.
Oh, I know.
After we're drinking.
Yeah. Oh, and then I do want to say, off the strip, Durango Station opened this year, or maybe it was late 23. But really they had their first full year in 24. And that's a great, really convenient, right off the freeway, great restaurants. I do love the Nico's Steakhouse, which is similar to their Hanks or T-Bones at their other properties.
I loved it too. I love that people were dressed up in there. They look like Real Housewives in there. It was amazing.
Okay. What about just your favorite overall 2024 memory?
Okay, so this one's probably going to be shocking to you, but I've thought about it many times. My favorite night out was when we went to the Tropicana, because it was we kind of did it last minute, and then we did our showgirls theme. I I was full Nomi Malone, like down to the blue jacket. And I just thought it was nice because not only was it closing, but then it was like we had this weird, I think you and I had been out like 10 times in a row, but we had your husband there. So we didn't have to worry about, getting in an Uber and someone giving us a hard time, or
Right.
like it eliminated the anxiety, and then it was fun on top of it. So, and then it being unexpected made it even more fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up our Tropicana visit, because when we went, it was close to their closing.
It was
and
like days.
within days of them closing. So some of the slot machines were turned off. There was only the one restaurant open that we ate in, which turned out to be pretty good. And we all walked away with some commemorative chips, gaming chips. So those are definitely collector's items at this point. And then also too, I went to Mirage. That was earlier in the summer before they closed. And before, like, it got, remember how crazy it was with people trying to, win money, and like they're playing all the machines and all of that. So it was before that, all that craziness kicked in, but also got some chips from there and just some fun pictures. And, so, I mean, those two properties are just, they were not only iconic and historical in their respective rights, but each one of them really in their own way changed the history, the landscape, the trajectory of the Strip, in their own way, and in different times. So, yeah. So thanks, Tropicana and Mirage, for the memories. All right. So, hotel retail purchase. So we love talking about hotel retail. There's really fun stores in the hotels, and we find some really good things. So what was your favorite hotel retail purchase?
I don't know that I have a favorite. I just love, my favorite store is that one at the Mandalay Bay. The one on the end that we just go in and kind of end up staying in there. I mean, like, my readers, I love before I sat on them. And the other pair that I got, the screws loose. So it's like, they just always, and it was such an eclectic mix in that store. You can find a studded baseball cap to a studded jacket to amazing sunglasses. They have vintage bags in there. It's just a really fun store.
Yeah, I can agree. Yeah, that's a great store. I love it. Yeah, I think I found like a really cute leather jacket in there this year, and we always find good earrings and just pool bags, and so yeah, that's a good one. And the one at that one we rated that one time. Oh, that was at the Mirage that time. Yeah. Oh man, that was a good one. Shoot, and closed.
I think they're sisters.
Oh well. Well, I also want to say that I'm super proud of us this year for launching our podcast. Yay. We talked about it and just really worked hard to figure out how to make it happen, and we've been making it happen here since September 11th, and it's a huge accomplishment. Actually, not many podcasts even make it past 5 episodes. So
is that because people give up, or why?
Yeah, I think they give up. They also don't realize, I think, there's a little bit of, work behind it, a little bit of like thought process and putting some things together. And you got to just give it time, and it has to, grow. So yeah, so I'm really thankful that we've been able to make
I think
our
you
podcast
could do
happen.
Anything you put your mind to.
Yes, I would agree. Well, so then New Year's Eve is coming up, and I thought we would, not only maybe share some good previous New Year's stories or events, and then give a few party tips on some things that are happening this year.
Awesome.
So
yeah, I mean,
what's your favorite New Year's Eve?
I do the same thing every year. I've taken you before. I like a glam New Year's Eve. I like to be in a formal. I love a private show. So I'm going to the Wynn party, which I've gone, I think, 6 or 7 times before this. You went with me and it was Pitbull. I just think you should have a glam New Year's Eve moment. You'd be surprised after having experienced the race here in Las Vegas. It's not as hard to get in and out of the strip as you think it is on New Year's Eve. They've got it
Yeah.
more figured out in light of the football stadium being here. So you can get a cab out, you can get an Uber out.
Yeah. Yeah, depending on the hotel. I mean, with Wynn, you can get out from the Wynn Tower Suites,
The South, yeah.
which is the Sand. They have a Sands street entrance there. You could probably get in and out of Resorts World down on the end. And I know you can get out of Mandalay Bay, 'cause I've done that a number of times. So, but we've over the years ago, have done the full-on boots on the ground on Las Vegas Boulevard experience, which I think everybody has to do, at least one time. You got to kind of experience that craziness.
I disagree. I think I did it 3 times, and it's been a while since I've done it, but the first 2 times I did it, like, you come back and your shoes are ruined. You cannot get up to a bar. So you have to be in the mindset that there are going to be people literally surrounding you and touching you.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't been in years, so I think they probably have it a little bit more controlled, but it's when everyone filters in to the casinos that you're like, this is too many people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's craziness. I mean, it's definitely, for, I'd say, the younger mindset. And, it's going to be cold. It's going to be crowded. It's hard to find a bathroom. It's hard to find a bar. But, if you bring, bring some drinks along with you, you can just be drinking, hanging out on the strip.
We tried that. It didn't work.
And I remember
yeah.
It was funny watching, they probably can't do it anymore, but I remember one year people hanging on top of the statues at Caesars, and it was just kind of funny.
I would highly recommend, either booking one of the restaurant tastings and having that go through New Year's, the time change, or, partying in your room with people and then going down the casino at like 12:30 because it thins out then.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe.
It is. And the fireworks are amazing. And when you're
there
on the strip and those fireworks are going off from all the hotels, it's thunderous. It's like your whole body vibrates.
And you can
down
wear
that corridor
whatever you want.
Yeah, and you really could. You can wear whatever you want.
You can have high body count hair.
Yes, you can. Preferably high body count.
That's my goal.
Yeah, and then I did look up. There were some really great parties going on. There's chain smokers over at XS, Steve Aoki, Tyga's here. One I saw, there's a pub crawl, which I think would be a fun experience, because then at least you've got your drinks and you're moving along.
I don't think I'm going to say no on that one, but I think we should definitely do one of those foodie tours, because everyone says those are amazing.
Yeah, no, I'd like to do a foodie tour like in the spring when it's warmer. That'll be a good one. So yeah, there's tons and tons of New Year's Eve events, and whether it's like full-blown DJ concert, or like Heather mentioned, the dinners are a great option, but there's still a lot of things going on. So, definitely check it out and, ring in the new year in style.
I think most of the restaurants on the strip have like a New Year's Eve package, which is really cool, which includes like drinks, the champagne, the party poppers. I think you just have to be seated after 10 and they'll let you roll that into the new year. Like Villa Azur would be a total party for New Year's
Mm-hmm.
Eve. Can you imagine that? That place is so fun.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah. We'll have to go
Uh,
back there.
well, that does it for us. So, hey, I wanted to remind everybody, be sure to check out our sequins and our sparkle on our YouTube page. And then, of course, we're also on TikTok and Instagram at Heathers Deux Vegas.
Follow us, like us, comment, subscribe. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to hear any recommendations. We want to see you wearing blue eyeshadow and not using straws.
Well, all right. We'll see you in 2025. Until then,
All right.
don't do anything
We wouldn't do. Bye, Heather.
Bye, Heather.